So comment, subscribe, dislike, or like. Check out the links in the descriptions for other of my sites, other activities that I'm involved in. A whole bunch of Facebook groups you can check out. I play multiple card games, so I do music among other things, so check out the links in the description. Alright, for those who like gameplay, here's some gameplay. There you go. Oops. Alright. Hopefully you can see it clearly enough. So I'm playing Yamcha, Death and Taxes. So that's the deck that I'm testing against Goku Black and Zamasu. Set 10 lead, I think. Set 10 or 7. I think it's 7. So I point out the fact that he didn't charge energy. He just went straight to battle. I combo out of this. This is important to not take damage turn 1, right? Because we're trying to get some extra turns. So 2 drop, turn 2. So I'm able to obviously swing. More like he's going to take that hit. So I take that. Waiting for him to take the damage. And then he points out that I'm 15k. It's like, yeah, I'm 15k. Because, you know, my leader effect. It's like, oops, I forgot I do get a power boost from that. So that's really good. And then, of course, I swing with crit. He out combos that. So that's good. He only taking 1 damage, right? I do my +1 ability. So I can be at 3 markers. Then he's asking about what his super combo does. These plays, these movements are letting me know that he doesn't have that much experience with the deck or much experience with the game. But, you know, gotta start somewhere, right? Gotta learn somewhere. At least he'll learn something new today, something cool. So, now, what I did wrong is that I'm supposed to swing with the leader, right? And then, so I can, because the idea is I'm trying to draw, because I need a card for my for my unison. Then uptick my unison, right? So I can have 4 markers. Now, since I'm at 4 markers, I can now deal 1 damage to my opponent when they play a counter skill. And my 3-drop also deals them 1 damage when they play a counter skill. So they'll take 2 damage if they try to negate, counterattack, counterplay. But counterattack is more common than counterplay. And you want to make sure you have the 4 markers on there before you drop the 3-drop in case they have a counterplay. You at least will get to deal 1 damage, right? But I was able to get it out there. So now, if he plays a counterplay, it'll take 2 damage. So pretty much 2 negates or 2, counterplays, or a negate and a counterplay, would kill my opponent. Well, they'll take 2 damage at first because my unison would die because they'll lose all 4 markers. And then after that, they'll only take 1 damage. But I'm obviously 1 turn away from playing my 4-drop, which is Broly counter reversal, which also has the same effect as the unison and as the 3-drop Goku an eye for an eye. So once I play that, then I'll have the ability to deal them 2+ damage. My leader has an ability on the Awakened side that when I deal damage to my opponent by a skill that's not a keyword, like, dealing damage from a skill that's not a keyword, like double strike, that kind of stuff. still taking extra damage. So right now I'm obviously just letting the attacks, hit. I'm trying to get to 5 because I awaken on 5, and I want to be on my awakened side so that way my effect damage is more lethal. So that way when he does play a counterattack, he will essentially take 3 to 4 damage, and he's already at 4 life. So I'm trying to awaken, play my 4-drop, try to swing, bait out a negate, right? Like, especially if he plays one of these blocker negates like how I just did. Clearly, that'd be bad for him because he'll take damage for just playing it, right? And he'll take, he's taking a life just to play it, and then he'll take damage from my effects. So you see, he's already in a bad situation. So this is the idea of the death and taxes. Ironically, I'm missing the death part of the deck, so I still need to tweak this out. Obviously, I'm playing to see now. He plays a counterplay, right? Now I'm supposed to have upticked my my unison to get him up to 4 markers before playing my card. So if he did play a counterplay, he would take 2 damage right there and then, which would have put him into life. But the things I point out, like, oh wait, you can't play it because I read the card, and that's why it's important to read cards. Clearly, my opponent's not reading his cards correctly. He has to have a unison in order to play it. And I keep looking at it over and over again. It's like, no, you need a unison to play it. Because you try to say that you need a unison in order to get the draw effect of the card. It's like, no, you need a unison to play it so you can get a draw and to counterplay my counter. So I just counter reversal by just reading a card. So that's important, right? Don't always assume, give your opponents the benefit of the doubt, but don't always assume they're perfect, right? That they read their cards correctly and they do things correctly, right? So I keep that blocker negate, which is obviously a good idea later on, and I combo off here. Ironically, that 3-drop Goku right there that I comboed would have been nice to keep. Yeah, pointing out that I'm supposed to have minus 15k from that battle card. Well, actually, I wanted to get rid of one of the tokens he has. That would have been the better play. I thought I minus 15k, but I minus 10k. I was thinking of another card. It's like, oh shit, I minus 10k, which means I should have killed one of the tokens instead. But I didn't. So there's a misplay right there for me. Gotta remember that that's minus 10k, not 15k. Because ironically, his 3-drop it has barrier, and my thing ignores barrier. So clearly he has a thick hand, so I'm trying to bait out some, as you can see, super combos among other things. So he does this whole swap thing. So I'm a little confused about what he's doing, because you think he's trying to out combo, but he's actually not. So he's like, okay, so you're comboing just to trigger effects. Okay, that's where I'm getting confused at. I'm like, are you trying to out combo? Like, I'm a little confused about what you're trying to do here. But that's fine. If he's trying to do some, fancy, combo tricks or whatnot, so be it. It'd just be nice if he pointed out that he's not comboing any further. The only time I noticed that he wasn't trying to out combo was when I saw that he did take damage. Like, wait, you're taking damage. Okay, so you're just trying to get your super combos effect. You're not trying to. So I go 30k with Nappa. Yes, I'm going in with super combos. I am playing super combo. But just because, obviously Nappa's always been good. Ever since the multicolored super combos came out, I'm like, finally, super combos that are actually good. So, of course, I've been playing the multicolored super combos for a long time. Specifically Nappa. So my opponent manages to combo out. The fact that he comboed out of a super combo with super combos and other cards. That's a bit of a flex right there for me. That's funny. And then he proceeds to call victory for himself. So that was kind of ironic, right? So he automatically declares victory. So I point out that it's like that Zamasu gets to go bye-bye. So he attacks. What's ironic is that his Zamasu gets weaker. So that's ironic. His Zamasu gets weaker. So interesting match, as you can see. I got 1 card in my hand. My opponent got 2. He's at 2 life. I'm at 4 life. You know what I mean? And he has a lot of battle cards. See, he would have had 1 less of those shadow tokens if I used my Unisys effect correctly. Because the idea was to kill something, but I forgot to kill, to target something originally when I did the marker thing. Got a little distracted. Since I was just used to just ticking it up and not doing anything, just taking it up for free, I forgot that, like, oh wait, this time I wanted to kill something in the process of actually giving it to markers. That way I could kill. So obviously at any point my opponent plays a counter play, counter attack, counter. That's the funny thing is I was like, oh man, this would be ironic that he swings, I play my I haven't played it yet, but I was thinking, like, if I play it, he'll get burned. That'd be kind of ironic. So I take that so I can get some combo power. I'm trying to force him to waste his hand. Right? So 10k combo power from his hand right now will be lovely, because that's 2 less cards. Right? But he takes the hit. So, like, cool. Take the hit. Good for me. Right? So here, I guess he combos it up to 20. So he starts my crit unison. So I swing for 20. And that ramp was useful to me because, like, all this extra energy that I can use. So definitely taking advantage of that. I do pay attention to the fact that it's like, I would love to do a Oceanus combo, right? Oceanus along with the blocker negate. The thing is that the Oceanus, granted, I will get to negate an attack, but I just won't be able to get the floodgate ability of Oceanus. The main thing is she won't be on the field to be a blocker because of his tragedy overground. So that's a thing. So of course, his leader is not doing no damage. The 15k coming in. Oh, I'm swinging in. I pointed out that obviously he couldn't use a rested battle card to combo. He has to combo something that's not in rest mode. You see, I'm going for the shadow token. Granted, we all know it wouldn't have been there. And then now he's telling me that I'm supposed to bring out skillless battle cards, and I did. Obviously, he's like, never mind. Clearly, these were 2 skillless battle cards. I wish they had skills, preferably skills to make them stronger. So instead of going for the leader, it's, and comboing up to 15 to potentially win. But based off of the fact that he quickly charged at that 9 drop, that's 5 combo power right there, and then there's 10. I'm pretty sure he kept that he just drew the 9 drop. So he had no, he been had the 9 drop. I think he drew his ultimate, right? Or he already had his ultimate. And then think about the irony that's like, oh shit, battery low. Like, goddamn it, I gotta plug my laptop in. So he does the leader effect after we establishing damage, which was weird, since he's supposed to do that before. He was supposed to, before comboing and stuff like that. Because he says 25k, that's because he comboed. So he's supposed to finish off his auto before that. But anyway, so I let him get what he wanted, and off the effect. He said grab the wrong card, then he went and quote unquote grabbed the right card, and then he brings out his 9 drop. His 9 drop Zamasu, Goku Black, and tries to swing for triple strike. And of course, I negate it with the blocker negate. Now the thing is, he forgets that I'll pause it here. He forgets that. Well, he thought that his auto works when he attacks. But I pointed out this, actually it activates when you summon, but you didn't trigger it. You just went straight into attacking. Since you went straight into attacking, I'm like, okay, I can tap 2 red energy and negate your attack and put up a blocker in case for some reason you had dual attack, right? So, and of course, obviously, I got game now because clearly I'm in the advantageous position to swing back unimpeded. So, let's continue playing that part. So, push play, there you go. And then he, he's like, I could have won. I'm like, yes, you could have won, but you was supposed to already lose on my last turn. So, let's see. Any pointers here? What the hell's going on here? Okay. Push play. Okay. Just seeing if there's anything extra here. The main idea, obviously, is turn 2, the unison, turn 3, eye for an eye, turn 4, the, what's his name? The Broly right here, the Broly 4-drop, counter, reversal, and you want, to get all 3 of them out in play, and you definitely want your leader awakened, and that right there puts you in a position, and you want your user to have 4 markers, so when they play a counter attack, they'll take 4 damage, right? Because the leader will deal them 1 damage because you dealt them damage from the other cards. Unison will deal them 1 damage, the 3-drop will deal 1 damage, and the 4-drop Broly will deal 1 damage. So that was the idea. That's the main strategy. As you can see, I was able to get to turn 5, even though I have a lot of energy. Is because my opponent ran my battle cards into energy, since they don't have barrier. I mean, even if they have barrier, it ignores it. But anyway, I was able to get to turn 5. But as you can see, I was able to ink out the win. But it was a lot of fun. But ironically, earlier, if I had that Goku, the pure-hearted one, he has the ability, when I have 4 life, he had the ability where I could essentially take 2 life in order to deal my opponent 1 damage. And with the leader effect, that would be 2 damage. So the idea is I take 2 life, my opponent takes 2. So the goal, obviously, is to get him down to 2 life and whatnot. What's ironic is I was able to do all this without the Saiyan Scions turn 1. Obviously, I need Saiyan Scion turn 1, especially with like Nappa Super Combo, so I can try to get 4 damage real quick before I get to turn 2 and put up the unison. Then turn 3, Goku eye for an eye, and then turn 4. So you get the idea. And there are some cards in here besides this 3-drop Goku. There's the 4-drop King Piccolo 5 seconds to eradication. He has a effect that when your opponent negates his attack, you take a life, and then you deal your opponent 1 damage. And then, of course, with the leader, that would be 2 damage instead. So, as you can see, there's burn. So, this is a burn strategy. But I gotta double check the deck because I didn't see none of the death part of the deck, just the taxes. But the taxes is what, is your main win con. It just would have been nice to clear his board with a board wipe. I think it's because I kept discarding the Kaioken Goku, so that's more on me than on the deck's design. Clearly, I was drawing the stuff, right? Yeah, there's Kaioken Goku in the drop. So yeah, I was drawing the death part of the deck. I just didn't keep it long enough to clear the board. But it doesn't matter. It wasn't necessary per se. I still won. And that's the end of the video.